Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Monday. Well, hopefully your week is starting off well. Mine did. It's a holiday here in Canada. It's family day today, so I had the day off. I got a lot done. It's been a really busy last week. It's shaping up to be pretty busy this week, but all in all, pretty darn good, guys. Let me know how the audio and video is coming across to you. We're going to see how the YouTube servers work tonight. Last week we had quite a little bit of lag, but we're stuck with it, so we'll do the best we can. Looks like we've got quite a few people in the chat already. We've got Spectra Oz was here. I don't know whether that was here recently, though. Jay's here, Glitch is here, Leroy's here, and Royd is here. Good stuff, guys. I'm sure there'll be a few more filtering in here momentarily. Looks like we're just going to give this another minute. The stream is definitely, looks like we're over a minute delayed tonight. We'll see whether they catch up that buffer or not here. I guess they can't really. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm still waiting for things to catch up. Well, that catches up. I'll queue up some stuff here, and yeah, we'll just see how this goes, guys. There we go. Looks like YouTube just caught up to me now. Isn't that awesome, guys? Good stuff. Let's see what we've got. Let's see who else is in the chat. We've got Adam's here. Hey, Adam. Juan David is here. Hey, Juan David. And Spectra Oz is saying video and audio is good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm just going to deal with a couple of windows here. You get it so I can see the chat. And we'll go ahead and get started, guys. With any luck, my PC's going to comply. I did have a few last-minute problems with the PC, but nothing too bad. Nothing we couldn't deal with. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'll queue up some stuff here, and I'll try and monitor the chat as best I can. Let's see. What do we got here? Well, let's try that. What do we got tonight, guys? We're going to do viewer questions throughout, as we always do. Throw your info in the chat, questions, comments. There's a huge amount of people that usually show up that are really knowledgeable in the maker community. Lots of help to be had. And barring that, I'll try and help out as much as I can. We're going to do some tech news, guys. We're going to do a viewer challenge tonight. We're going to do a little bit on 3D printing. Some stuff from the community, as always. This is the community of makers, YouTube content creators, amateur radio, you name it. We're going to do some stuff from the shop, guys. We're going to do some upcoming sneak peeks of things you can expect to see in the MakeMe.org community and on this channel. We're going to do a tech tip of the week. We're going to take some live viewer calls via Skype. I'd love to see and hear what you are making. Let me know. You can dial in a little later. In the meantime, you can add me at the Skype address right up there. And let's see. Let's catch up with some chat here, guys. We have... Jay is here and Spectra Oz. Good stuff, guys. I think we're in good shape. Hopefully this is coming through pretty good. We've got 0 dropped frames tonight, so we're starting off good. This is the YouTube lag is it's an ongoing battle. Some nights are only about 10 seconds, other nights are upwards of a minute. It's not unlike Ustream and Twitch. Twitch seems to have a little less though, from what I hear. So we'll give things a go here. Let's go ahead and queue this back up. Don't be shy about throwing comments in there, guys. Comments, questions are always appreciated. So a quick recap of last week. Last week we had a pretty huge show. A lot of people showed up, and there was a lot of tech talk in the chat box. A lot of sharing help back and forth on different PC and amateur radio type stuff. A lot of good stuff went on. Really enjoyed last week's broadcast. In the last week, actually, some things changed. A couple weeks ago, we crossed 750,000 views on our little channel here, and we were at 6,000 subscribers. That has changed. We're up to 6,252 today. Actually, more than that now, and 809,000 views. Some pretty crazy stuff in the last week. Really, really good stuff. And just FYI, guys, the electric imp is working, and I'm getting your messages on there. Someone sent Imp Gone Wild. This is just the Nokia 5110 LCD and the electric imp Wi-Fi module, and it's linked down below. We usually end up crashing this thing, but if you don't get my attention in the chat, you can usually throw it to the imp, and I'll get it immediately there. So it works pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually I have a plan for this coming up, and you'll see a build video. I'm going to change some things. Spectre Oz says, what PC issues were you experiencing earlier, Eric? Actually, I made the mistake of clicking in the wrong box on my video card driver, wanted to update, so I had to abort that, and it actually caused some pretty massive delay in the system. But hey, we got it figured out. And Jay was actually having some issues as well. We've got some tech news, guys. What have we got this week? If you didn't catch it, Newsy Tech did a video, and this was in the news as well. Apple's next big thing might be an electric car. Pretty interesting to see Apple gear up to take on Tesla in the electric car market. We'll see how that goes. It's gonna be interesting. This will be a long-term project. It's not something they're gonna turn out overnight. Pretty cool. Guys, if you haven't heard of it, Open ROV, they do underwater remotely operated vehicle, and it's an open source kind of a movement of sorts. They make the design available. I think they sell the kits as well. They started testing a new version of it, the 2.7, and this thing is pretty cool. It's really, really neat to see it open sourcing the underwater exploration. Really, really cool stuff. Some new FAA regulations for what they're calling drone operators, but for RC quadcopters and such. This was really big news yesterday. I'm sure you guys probably saw it, read through it. Basically, it's a lot of common sense. There's nothing groundbreaking in these rules, in my opinion, but the FAA is getting involved and now has a pretty big say in small unmanned aircraft systems. So we'll see how this pans out. There'll be more to come in the future. This is bound to change and evolve as time goes on. It's pretty cool stuff, though. It's good to keep an eye on it, and this is your time to speak up. If you are a RC quadcopter operator and you have something to say, well, now's the time to tell the FAA what you think, because I think it's 60 days of open forum on that. Let's see. Jay heard the dog barking. Yeah, Riggs is here. He's an old English sheepdog. He's kind of big. He's got a loud voice. He decided to speak up outside the door. Morwick's here. Hey, Morwick. He's all about the tacos. Morwick, you are set as a mod tonight. I don't think we'll have any problems in the chat, but you have the privileges. Okay, guys, let's keep going. What else we got? Guys, we'll pay some bills from the community side of things. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. It's the best way to support this channel. I really, really appreciate everything you guys do. If you're interested, and some of you in here were, I have a Patreon campaign. You can find it linked below. This is where people can sponsor me and the community for the videos and the content. If you've got an extra 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, you can sponsor me monthly and throw it in there. I appreciate it, guys. I want to thank you. There's Morwick's here. He is one of my patrons, as well as Stephen Kiberton and several others. We're up to 5 now. Thanks, guys. I'd love to get 1 or 2 more this week. It would be really awesome. If you can spare a couple of cents, please go to the link below. Guys, this is new this week. Joined Instagram this week. If you want to follow me there, it's MakeMeOrg on Instagram, same as my Twitter username. We'll keep sharing out some content there. Hopefully it works out pretty good. Seems to be a popular platform. Figured better get on board. Get it done. All right, guys, let's check out what are we missing in the chat. What do we got? Lewis is here. Hey, Lewis. And Morwick says hook up the Big E. Good stuff. Spectre Oz says electric cars were viable in the 70s. There's just a big guy who owned English Enfield driving around my hometown. Very cool. And Jay said, Eric, I think you got my donation for Patreon. Absolutely, Jay. If you... I might actually miss that. I have to have a look. If you're on the list anyway, all my patrons get added to a list on that site, and going forward, we're going to do some kind of perks and benefits of being patrons. There'll be some exclusive stuff that'll only be open to the patrons, and Jay, you'll be on that list if you're on there. Very good. Much appreciated, guys. It helps out a lot. It's just the Patreon is another platform. Like, we do get a bit of AdSense income. That's where I get some of the money for some of these electronics parts, although not enough to fully fund the channel. But the Patreon is there in case AdSense is a funny way of doing things. If someone gets wild and does something nasty, they can basically cause me to lose the AdSense income immediately, and there's no going back. So the Patreon's there as an ongoing platform that's more of a stable income, so that we can build some things up, maybe get some better lighting and some cameras. I need a new camera, but we'll see how that goes, guys. All right, enough said about that. Jay said it ain't much, but glad I could help. Jay, much appreciated, sir. Thank you. And what do we got? Oh, some 3D printing stuff this week, guys. Make is a channel on YouTube that I follow. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, if you're not already aware, down below you'll find a link to the Make Me Org website where the all of this content is shared, so you can check out all these videos in line later from my website, no problem. They're all itemized there, as well as the links to upcoming stuff. Anyway, the Make channel, they did a really cool video this week. I really enjoyed it, on how 3D printing filament is made. I had no idea. I thought this was just a really simple extrusion process, but it turns out it's a lot more interesting than that. It's a pretty cool video. It's only it's under 5 minutes long. Guys, check it out if you're interested in 3D printing and where this filament comes from and how it's made. Pretty cool stuff. All right, guys, what else we got? Lots of chat going on. All right, we're good. Got a pint of no homebrew tonight, guys. This is store-bought brew, I'm afraid, so no homebrew. Fiance just finished off the last of the keg, I'm afraid. Oh, so cheers to a Monday night, guys. Lewis says it is 12 a.m. just after midnight here in Lisbon, Portugal. Hello to Lisbon, Portugal. We're glad you could stay up and hang out with us. Enjoy having you here. Good stuff, guys. Thurk's here. Hey, Thurk, good to see you. Guys, I've got a viewer challenge for you this week. What are you making? Hit me up on Twitter at MakeMeOrg, or you can post it in the G Plus community, or you can hit me up directly in G Plus. I'd love to see what you guys are making. Throw some pictures up there. Hit me with a picture or information, links, whatever you want. I'd like to see what you guys are making. This is your challenge for this week. I am looking forward to seeing some of this. Get on it, guys. Send me your stuff. All right. What do we got? Morwick said, oh, cheap beer. Yeah, it is cheap beer, Morwick. And Glitch says, I'm planning to experiment with making my own filament using PET from all my empty Mountain Dew 2 liters. Awesome. Does Mountain Dew come in Oh, yeah, it would be PET, wouldn't it? Very cool. Morwick said, drink more Guinness. And Luca is here. Hey, Luca, it is 1:14 in Croatia. Well, hello to Croatia. I'm glad you could stick around. Spectra Oz says 11:13 a.m. tomorrow from your future here. Jeff says, Jeff Barr is here. He says, I'm here lurking. Hey, Jeff, good to have you. Jeez, we got a full house tonight, guys. Good to see you. Good to see your comments. I love seeing who's here. Looks like we got about maybe 15 or so in here today. Not too bad. Having a lot of fun, guys. All right, let's go. What else we got? Come on. There we go. We got some stuff from the community, guys. I got a whole pile of stuff from the community this week. Let's see what we got. Survival Tech Nord, I don't know, I don't think he's here yet, but he's been here the last few weeks. He did a really cool video on the GoTenna. This is a small transmitter that links to your phone, but doesn't use the cell network. So in an emergency situation or whatever, it broadcasts on the Mirrors network, and it was a really, really cool video. It's something I was interested in, but never understood how it worked. So check out Survival Tech Nord's video on those. Guys, if you're not a subscriber of Grant Thompson, the King of Random, that's a pretty cool channel. He just does some, well, literally random stuff. He did a mini arc furnace this week and melted everything from copper to steel to rock in his little mini arc furnace with just 2 transformers, I think, or maybe it was even a single transformer. And I think they're carbon rods out of batteries. But really cool stuff, guys. I really enjoyed it. He did it inside the house, though. It just looked crazy dangerous, but it made for a neat video. BMS Web. I don't think BMS Web is here with us yet, but he did it's father and son team. They did a really cool video on the FPV Sky Zone DVR signal quality of these goggles. That's pretty cool. If you're into FPV, first person view RC, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. We've got, actually, just one second, guys. We've got some stuff going on in the chat here. Spectre Oz is a scary time traveler, Leroy said. Very cool. Lewis said, what do you think about the Arduino graphic TFT LCD screen? I have no idea what screen that is. There are way too many TFTs, so you'd have to specify which one. David Watts is here. Hey, David, good to have you. And a name I can't pronounce says, hi, Eric. Hello to a name I can't pronounce or read, for that matter. Oh, very cool. Let's have a look here, guys. Let's keep going. A channel I found last week, guys, you might find it of interest, educates.com. Again, all these are linked in the show notes on the makeme.org website. Did an interesting comparison, a benchmarking comparison between the Arduino Due and the Arduino Uno. I never seen these compared as a benchmark. Pretty cool stuff. Test some computational skill and speed on the ability to even include graphing out to an LCD, which was the Nokia 5110, and that's just awesome for me because I love that screen. Guys, this was me last week. Last week I was able to go, I was on 3 live shows, 4 if you count a hangout we did last minute here on this channel. But one of the live shows I attended was the Adafruit Show and Tell last week. I showed off the Arduino Garden project. It's the one I was telling you about that is upcoming on this channel that I haven't shown you yet, and my bad. If you want to, you can check it out on the Adafruit show, the live show and tell. Basically, I just took a wine cooler and converted it into a grow chamber for herbs and vegetables, whatever you want to grow. Basically, I was sick of the commercial unit I had that I bought and didn't work worth a hoot, so I made my own. So I got to show that off. It was a lot of fun. I loved being on the Adafruit show. And on that note, guys, they invited me to be part of the Adafruit.io beta. So coming forward on this channel, you're going to see I'm going to be involved in the Adafruit.io, whereby we can have a web interface to share information from our sensors and our Arduino projects and microcontroller projects. It was really, really cool. It was really nice of Phil to open it up for the beta, and I have some parts coming in from Adafruit this week. So there'll be an unboxing mailbag on those. Very, very cool stuff, guys. All right. I see the chat sped up. I can't keep up with it anymore, guys. There is just simply too much, so I'll try and throw my 2 cents in here where I can. Morwick said, nice, Eric, you're pimping all over the place. Yeah, Morwick's, he follows a lot of the same shows and sees me live all over the place. Glitch said, that's pretty neat, benchmarking Arduinos. Yeah, I'd never seen it done before. Pretty cool, Glitch. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, let's go on. Let's see what else we got here, guys. As I mentioned, the Adafruit shows are live. Guys, if you're not already a subscriber or supporter of Adafruit, please go check out their channel. They have an amazingly socially responsible company providing the parts and goodies. Like they sell the electric imp, they sell the Nokia 5110 LCDs, and they sell a lot of their own made incredibly robust products. As well, the live shows on YouTube, and actually they stream on another service, I can't remember which one. It's really, really cool to see this. A lot of support for the maker movement. So let's give them some support back, guys. Anything we can do for Adafruit, 2 thumbs up. Hackaday put out a video this week that I found really interesting, guys. The Volterra conductive ink printer. So basically a 3D printer, but for conductive ink. This isn't new, but seeing a commercial grade unit that actually looked in the video very, very functional. They had gone, the team, I think, for Volterra might be Canadian, but they had gone over to Shenzhen, China, where everyone ends up going, and perfected this thing, and it is commercially viable now. I can't remember whether they've still got a Kickstarter or whether they're full commercial, but really, really cool video for prototyping circuit boards. I think this is going to be really powerful stuff, guys. Being able to rapidly prototype a circuit board, use microcontrollers and parts that we have available, as well as 3D print enclosures and you name it, full-on robotics, whatever we can dream up. Basically, we can go from inception to full prototype in the same day now. Unbelievable. Just crazy powerful stuff, guys. Computing Forever is another channel I follow, guys. He did an interesting video on the Apple iMac versus the MacBook Pro. Which one should you buy? If you're into those products, you might find this video really interesting. He did a good comparison of the two. I thought it was great. M.I. Sperry, I don't know whether M.I. Sperry made it here tonight, but really, really cool channel. I'm really enjoying it. Did a complete long video, it's 17 minutes, on adding Bluetooth to the Raspberry Pi from start to finish. I thought this was really cool and a really, really nice add-on for the Pi. But yeah, the imp's going nuts here, guys. I am getting your messages. So, very, very cool stuff. All right, check out the M.I. Sperry channel. I think you'll enjoy that video. I'm just going to try and catch up on the chat a little bit here, guys. Let's see what we got. Jeff Barr says, I love the new product demos from Adafruit. Yes, Jeff, I can't say enough about them. They're just awesome. Jay says, I order a few things from Adafruit. And Glitch said, I've got the antenna adapter and a 22-inch telescopic scanner antenna on the way for my RTL SDR, along with a micro USB OTG adapter so I can plug in my SDR into my Android tablet. May have some videos. Yes, Glitch, do some videos on that. And Thurk said, ooh, I want one. Oh, I can't keep up with this chat, guys. I'm going to just grab a couple more and then we'll move on. Leroy said, Volterra has 23 days to go on Kickstarter. I want one, but out of my price range for now. Yeah, Leroy, if I remember right, that thing was a little steep in price, but yeah, it's to be expected, right? The early 3D printers were a little dear too. We'll definitely, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of them on the market, but when they get to these high-grade PCB printing cases, when they're really accurate and really high-grade and functional, and that one even had a reflow on board, I think there's no going back for manufacturing. We've actually turned a corner that we can't come back from. Who knows what's going to come of it? It's going to be pretty wild. And Let's see. Lucas said it's too late for calls. Just listening, Eric. No problem. Thurk said, I'm thinking about making a guided rocket. Has anyone here done that? Actually, yeah, talked to Arsenio, and Glitch already hit him up. Talked to Arsenio about the stabilized rockets. He has a really, really cool project and a really neat prototype. And I think you'll have good luck. It's pretty neat stuff. Arsenio's, he's right into that stuff. All right, guys, what else we got? It's a little bit of a rough video here, but that's me again. This is another live show I was on last week, W5KUB.com, the Amateur Radio Roundtable. Tom, the organizer of W5, the owner of W5KUB.com, invited me to be a guest on their show last week. I had a blast. I was well received. We discussed the high altitude balloon project. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. Really, really warm reception. It's a pretty large following in the amateur radio community. And guys, I've been invited back, so I will be there tomorrow night. I believe it's 9 Eastern on W5KUB.com. The link will be in the show notes. I'll be live on there, and we actually will have a little higher quality video because I did some work with Tom yesterday and got his streaming all set up, so should be in good shape. I don't know how often I'll be on the live show, but right now it's a standing invite. I'll definitely be there tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to discuss. I told Tom to pick the topic. They seem to like the projects we do in our community here, guys, on this channel. So I don't know what it'll be, but I suspect probably the Arduino satellite stuff. Let's see what else we got. David Watts put out an awesome video on the 555 timer, a classic chip that doesn't get enough attention nowadays in the days of Arduino and other microcontrollers. But really enjoyed this video. David, if you're still with us, guys, check out his adjustable PWM generator, pulse width modulation generator. It was really cool stuff. This is another video just came out last night. Bud Churchward. That's another channel I follow. I really enjoyed this video, guys. I think you will too. Along the lines of creating PCBs, he did an extensive video here, 21 minutes long, on how to design your own PCB from start to finish using the online service. I can't remember the name of it. It's out of Portland, Oregon, the ones with the blue boards. Really cool, and he gets into how to design the circuit in fritzing, and really cool stuff, guys. I think you'll enjoy the video. I had a lot of fun watching it. I really liked it. I really like Bud's channel. It's cool stuff. All right, guys, that's it for the community stuff. Let's have a look and see what we've got in the comments. See if I can catch up here. Jay said, Eric, what do you think of a laser CNC? I love one, but I could never justify the amount of money for them. The laser stuff, the Hacksmith here, another content creator not far from me, he has a great series on YouTube, Will It Laser. I have a lot of fun with that, but no, I don't think I'll ever get one. And what else we got? Marwick said 555 taco timer. Ride said, printing conductive ink on a flexible medium plastic or paper, you can do some crazy stuff, roll it up, and you can make a motor. Absolutely. The stuff, like, we think of it in terms of making PCBs, but this is where the real innovation is coming from. Printing on other surfaces and other media and wrapping them up or layering them infinitely. You want 150 layer circuit board? No problem. You can do that. Whereas getting it out of Shenzhen or out of anywhere in China, yeah, not going to happen, or not going to happen anytime soon unless you have millions of dollars. It's crazy. I don't know where it's going to go, guys, but it's going to be interesting. Thurk said, I searched Arsenio but didn't find anything. I'm sure Glitch will hook you up with his name. And David said, so I had some boards printed at Osh Park. Osh Park, that's the name. Thanks, David. Unfortunately, please feel free to laugh at me. I didn't quite connect on one of the wires in the layout, so now my trace does not meet the pin it needs to go to. Well, that happens. No doubt that happens, David. Nothing wrong with putting a little bodged jumper in there. And David said, anyone got any tips on bridging traces with a mask on them? Yeah, just scrape the mask off and bridge it. No problem. Glitch said Thurkey doesn't have any. Oh, okay. We're still hooking people up with Arsenio's contact information, so you guys will sort that out, I am sure. Guys, I think I'm caught up on the chat. Let's go. Got some stuff from the shop this week, guys. Feedback show, podcasts. Many of you, actually several people, requested the podcast version of my feedback shows. Well, they're finally posted on the website. You can find it here on the right hand side of the makeme.org website. Let me go to a large view here. Maybe that'll be a little easier for you to see. Up here on the right hand side, you can find the podcast. It's also down here at the bottom left as well. From there, it'll link out to Stephen Kibberton's website, and it'll look something like this. And Stephen has been so nice to host the podcast MP3s for me. Thank you, Stephen. I can't thank you enough. Huge supporter of this channel. And you'll be able to find them, download them there, or play them live in your browser. So hopefully that helps people out who wanted the podcast. Hope that's what you're after, guys. And guys, just FYI, if you go there right now, you can actually get the podcast for the feedback show that hasn't even aired on YouTube yet for this week. Just as a little bonus, guys, for those of you into the podcast version. Hope you like it, guys. Guys, some website expansions. A lot of stuff went on in the channel this week. Not only all the live shows I was on lately, I've been working pretty hard in the background on the website and the community-based expansions. I've got a lot of neat ideas, and you're going to see some things coming up on this channel and this community. I really hope help everyone out. I got some crazy ideas anyway, but we got some new domains this week. Not only is it makeme.org, but we have the .ca, the .biz, the .co, and the .info now. I'm not sure we're going to go with these, but they all link back to makeme.org right now. But in the future, this will give us some room for expansion of the community and into some new ventures, guys. I'm looking forward to it. So that's from the shop there. Let's see what else we got. I think I'm caught up on the chat. Sorry, guys. Trying to stay up on the chat with you guys this week as best I can. I don't want to miss too many questions and stuff. This is a feedback show, a live interaction with you guys after all. So last week, I was able to get the mailbag on the planes and the Arduinos, the flight test planes, and some more Arduino parts. It was really, really well received, guys. I think the video was enjoyed. I didn't hear too much bad feedback yet, so must be on the right track. I also got the Arduino USB fix out. The CH340 chip that I'm finding on all my new Arduino Nanos, as well as the FDDI cables that I'm getting, have the CH340 chipset, and Windows does not currently download them automatically, the drivers. So I put out a video on how to do it. Hopefully it helps someone someday, guys. It seems to be well received. So I really enjoyed making that video. I tried some new editing techniques, so hopefully I keep heading down the right path, guys. Got a question this week. Let me just double check the chat here. 1 second. And I'm gonna try to keep up here, guys. Glitch said, Eric with crazy ideas. Nah, never. Yeah, thanks, Glitch. Yeah, definitely. And Jay said, I second that. Morwork said, nice. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Always trying to expand things and always trying to take it that one step further as resources permit. We'll see where things go. I have some announcements coming up in the next couple weeks. I think you guys are gonna like it. So I got a viewer question this week. Let's go full screen on this so you guys can see it. So I got this from one of the viewers, Alexander. It was on my brain-controlled robot. He said, "Amazing, you did a good job, man, inspiring. What do you think about me using more complicated stuff like the Emotive?" So guys, the Emotive is this headset. This is about order of magnitude more complex than the unit I used, the hacked game for my brainwave reading device. And I would love to have one. These things are over $700 to buy. So I reached out to Emotive because of this comment from a viewer. I just dropped them an email yesterday and said, "Hey, here's my brain interface videos. Some of them are well received. I'm getting comments daily. They get a lot of views. I'm interested in your product. If you ever have a smashed up, dented, scratched one, please can keep me in mind." They did respond today, and they're forwarding it to their media department or something like that. So we'll see what they come back with. Guys, we don't have the budget on this channel for something like that. We need to use our budgets for quick turnaround items and projects we can get out. Not like this, but we'll see what they come back with. See how that goes. Might be interesting. I really enjoyed the Brainwave project, and I really feel like I failed and left that unfinished. I put the information out, people can repeat it, but it's not as polished as it should be. I think it could be a lot better with one of these fancier headsets and truly make a difference in some people's lives. So I'd love to take that one step further. We'll see if I can. We'll see how it goes. Luca is looking for some Link2FS problems. Luca, if you have issues with the Link2FS, I would suggest the Link2FS forum. A lot of really knowledgeable people there, and lots of good stuff. Glitch said, "I've always loved Flight Test Swappable series. It's a pretty neat concept, all about interchangeability." Yes, Glitch, I agree fully, and the fact that they give it away all basically open source. They put the plans out there, they sell the kits, but they don't hoard anything. They just want people in the hobby. Really respect them. David said, "Anyone played with any..." I lost it. Arg. Got it again. David said, "Has anyone played with any e-paper displays? They seem a bit pricey just to pick up and try." No, I haven't, actually, David. I haven't really seen much on those yet. I'd be interested to see that. And Morwick said, "Yeah, wow, that's some cash for a mind reader." Yeah, there's 7. It's a lot. And Lewis said, "Yeah, that's expensive." Glitch said, "Wanted to do an in-move project myself. Lots of filament, though." Yeah, it doesn't take as much as what you'd think. Well, if you do the whole humanoid robot, then yeah, you're into many kilograms. But the arm was actually pretty easy. The head didn't actually use much filament at all, actually. I was quite surprised. Jay said, "Eric, I hope you get one. Would love to see it." I hope so too. I would really love to take that project to the next level. I think I have some good plans for it. I really think we can make a difference in the world with it. There's a lot of people doing those projects. So. And Thurk said, "You should make a mind-controlled quadcopter." Yeah, you definitely could. No problem. It's pretty impressive what that headset can do. And let's go. Now we got another dog barking. How handy, guys. Guys, my neighbor has the most annoying dog ever. I think I'm gonna make a phone call to deal with that right after this broadcast. All right, let's have a look. What else we got? And there we go. Guys, we've got an update on the Bitcoin miner. So if you remember, a few weeks ago, we started the Bitcoin mining rig hooked to the Raspberry Pi, and this is what it looked like. Pretty basic stuff, not much going on. This is the current power consumption in 14 days. We have used $1.68.3 Canadian of hydro. Let's see what we've mined. As of right now, it's 0.00650413 bitcoins, which works out to today's value, $1.92. We're still above water with this project, guys. It is actually more than breaking even. Not by much, but we're supporting the Bitcoin ecosystem while not losing money. I call it a win. I had the Raspberry Pi sitting there doing nothing anyway. So pretty fun little project. Let's see how it goes as the difficulty changes and the value of Bitcoin changes. We'll see how that goes. And Morwick said he's just giving Eric a shout out doggy style. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And Jay said, Eric, give the doggy some of the beer. Yeah, that might make him a little happier. All right, what else we got here, guys? We've got some sneak peeks of some upcoming stuff, guys. I mentioned this before. I did do the video on the MQ2 smoke gas sensor. The video is still on the chopping block for editing. I keep getting sidetracked. I don't have that video done. More work on the Arduino satellite coming up, guys. I'm looking forward to this. I actually did do a little bit of work on the code, but I just haven't made it as far as I want to on that one, guys. There will be some Raspberry Pi stuff coming up, guys. I do have a Raspberry Pi 2 Model B, whatever the heck the newest nomenclature is. There is one inbound to me right now from Adafruit. So we're going to give that a go. We're going to play with that. The 1 gig of RAM on the thing just blew me away. We've got to give this thing a try. Projects Without Borders, guys. I've talked to Glitch and Arsenio and a bunch of other people about this lately. This is going to be our projects and ideas for using our technology to better situations elsewhere in the world. And I finally got around to, I set up the forum this week. So within the makeme.org forums, you will find the Without Borders project, and there is 7 subsections right now. And if there's anything missing, please let me know and I will add it. But this ought to be a place where we can just dump in ideas, things we're working on, things we'd like to work on. They don't have to be functional projects, just ideas, guys, for what we can do for the Without Borders project. I know Glitch had some good ideas, and I know Arsenio did too, and a bunch of other people here threw some support in. Let's see where it goes, guys. I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't put any of my information in there yet because I just set up the forums this weekend, so they're there. If you guys want to use them, let's give it a go, guys. What else we got? Let's go back. Let's just see where we're at in the chat, guys. Catch up. What have we got? Spectre Oz says, LOL, I thought that was one of my dogs barking. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. Brandon thought it was his dog, too. That's funny. Sorry about that, guys. Morwick said, the only BTC win I know of. Great job. Thanks, Morwick. Actually, I think we did pretty good stuff. It's working out pretty good. And what else have we got? Glitch said awesome on the Projects Without Borders forum. Thanks, Glitch. I thought you might like that. Please throw your ideas in there, or your project. I know you've got one on the way, or on the go, I should say, already prototyped, so I'd love to see it there. And I think we're good. Spectre Oz says Link2FS isn't compatible with tacos. No, probably not. Okay, let's see where we're at here, guys. And guys, I'm going to open up the Skype lines before too long here. Let's see where we're at here first. And if you guys want, you can call in. Let's do... I'm going to open up Skype lines now. And we'll leave them open if anyone decides to call in. We can do such a thing. And while those are open and waiting, if Skype wants to comply here, guys, those will be open and waiting. And oh yeah, we do have a contact request. Good stuff. And we're good. Let me throw the headphones on just so we don't have feedback coming through the audio here, guys. We're in good shape. Let's we'll carry on, and Skype lines are open, guys. Feel free to call in if you like. We're all set. All right, we got a tech tip of the week here, guys. This one, thanks to Bud, prompted me to revisit fritzing. Guys, if you're not familiar with it, fritzing.org is a full circuit design studio environment that you can design breadboard circuits to really cool pictures of it, PCB layouts and schematics all in one program and free. This program is donationware, so if you don't have any money to donate, you don't have to, but surely most of the people here in the chat have likely seen this program already, because almost every online project uses the fritzing pictures, and they look something like this. This is one that I just quickly did for the Nokia 5110 today, as I'll be doing a video on the Nokia 5110s and releasing a very basic code package for it to hopefully help some people out with these. But yeah, that's what they look like, guys. It's completely free. If you don't want to make a donation, you don't have to. Really intuitive program, and you can add, import someone else's projects or other people's components that aren't pre-installed in the program. You just import them. That's what I ran into with the Nokia 5110. That it didn't come with one by default. 2 seconds in a Google search later, I had download the model and import it in. Done. Works great. Incredibly powerful program, guys. So if you're into circuit design or project design, I think you'll really like it. I think you'll have a lot of luck with that. All right, what else we got? We've got some closing thoughts, so we'll leave it there. As we close out, if I can get Skype and everything else to agree here. Go back to the chat here, guys. We do have a call. Let's take that, guys. G'day.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. We have
Okay.
Glitch.
I just wanted to say, awesome job on getting the forum set up.
Thank you.
I'll be making an account here tonight on there and tossing in the ID on the fridge, and we'll probably be getting a prototype out very soon. And hopefully with some solar power on it so we can actually see it working as intended on the fridge.
Very cool. Do you want to tell the audience what you're thinking about building? I know what it is, but
It's basically it's a thermoelectric cooler like they use for 12, in the 12-volt outlets for cars, with a built-in battery pack and solar power, so to keep like vaccines and other perishable little things like that fresh at least 40 to 45 degrees F. So
it should be really handy in a good portion of the world close to the equator.
yeah, I mean, they've got them a lot. They've already got things out like this, but they're really expensive, really bulky. They're just everything really, they're out of reach for the people who really need them the most.
Very
So
cool.
I wanted to see about making something that could be mass produced for, under a few $100s. Because these units are costing thousands upon thousands that they've got over there now. Because they have all the expensive refrigerant, big expensive batteries, that kind of stuff.
Yep. And you're going to do it with a Peltier junction and
Yeah.
solar power.
It's the ironic thing is I picked up the little cooler from Goodwill for like $3. So, I mean, they can be had for cheap if you really needed it.
Absolutely. And this is, well, I'll throw my 2 cents in the forum when you get that far.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking basically, if that works out well, which I know it will, it's just a great design.
Yeah.
You can take that one step further and cheapify it even further by just buying the Peltier and a fan and just doing it as a module that someone can plug into any polystyrene cooler.
Yeah, just like cut a hole in the side, fit the module in, maybe a couple bolts, and
Done.
yeah. So.
I was thinking about it a lot. I'd had a similar idea some time ago, and I can't wait to see your project take shape. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think we'll be helping a lot of people, or at least giving ideas for, products that can help a lot of people, so.
Absolutely. And on that note, actually, a funny timing, I got a Facebook message this morning from Mexico, and it was a gentleman. It was pretty random. He reached out. He was trying to use Raspberry Pi and an antenna setup to do a communication setup for people without comms. And I just directed him right to the forum and
Oh
said,
yeah,
man,
wait a few weeks. We're gonna have comms prepper in there with some. I watched some of his videos. His stuff's really good. I don't know what the radio kind of regulations are down there, but I think it could. We could do a lot with communication and whatnot too.
I think it can be pretty lenient in some parts of the world, especially when you think of areas that are ripped by conflict. I don't think the FCC is going to come knocking on any doors anytime soon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too concerned about it, put it that way. So no, I'm really excited about this project because I can just have these weird dreams of where it can go. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big deal. So I just wanted to drop in and congratulate you on that, and you'll probably be seeing me hanging out there quite a bit.
Very cool, Glitch. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate the call, sir.
Yep, you too.
Bye. Very good, guys. That was Glitch from the chat. Awesome maker, prolific maker, and we'll see how this goes on the forum going forward. We're going to have some cool stuff. I'm just going to, guys, try and catch up with a little bit that I missed. Lewis said, Eric, I follow you now on Facebook. Good stuff, Lewis. By the way, guys, the Skype lines are still open. If you'd like to call in, we have a little bit of time. And Morwick said, Fritzing rocks. Very cool, Morwick. Yeah, I love it. And Jay said, Eric has promised on Wednesday I will have the pictures of the CubeSat small video I will upload to the community. Very good stuff. Guys, I actually I 3D printed some parts for a CubeSat for Jay, so I'm looking forward to seeing that go together. And we've got a call coming in. Got Morwick joining us. Hey, Morwick.
What's up, Big Eric?
G'day, sir. How are you?
Doing mighty fine, mighty fine.
Good stuff.
So, the other week we kind of touched on the negatives of AI.
Oh, yes. What have you got?
Well, I got an update on this. Has anyone out there ever heard of Markov chains?
Not I. We'll see in the chat when it catches up, maybe.
All right. So it's kind of funny how one part of AI is about to affect another part of AI. Let me explain. So Markov chains is actually the algorithm behind Twitter bots. And what it does is it takes bits and pieces of your favorite people on Twitter and puts together sentences that is completely automatic, and it should look like that person had wrote a sentence, right?
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Van Groots, who is a Denmark web developer, his bot tweeted out, "I seriously want to kill people."
It had to come from a Danish website too,
and a few rapper websites as well.
That's awesome. Love it.
So he had no idea anything was happening until the police rolled up at his door and demanded to know what was going on. Why does he want to kill people? Well, obviously he had no idea what these cops were talking about. So he finally figured out that it was actually his Twitter bot that was a sub-account of his account. So it looked as if it was him twittering. So the cops were obviously pretty perplexed. So at this point in time, they just asked him to delete the account.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where it gets kind of creepy. So apparently the University of Washington law professor, R. Schwartz, has stepped in, and he specializes in robotic law.
Okay.
Did you even know that there was a law about robots? I mean,
nope.
Really?
But I expected there's going to need to be before too long.
Right. And he is saying, apparently in this huge write-up, that, let me see here, what should happen when a person is affected by a bot? So whose responsibility does it ultimately lay on? And he talks about a hypothetical situation where a robot is tasked in cleaning. He accomplishes the task the way that he was programmed to do. But let's say if he severely injures a person or property doing that task. And it's kind of funny because they updated it with this actually happened. A robot vacuumed attacked a woman laying on
Yeah.
a floor.
Yeah, we covered that one last show.
Yeah, exactly. So he's saying if the woman's hair who got socked up or sucked up, whose responsibility? Should it be the friend of the robot owner? Should it be the owner itself that's responsible? Or could they blame the robot? Or
It's got to be the manufacturer.
that was the next thing. Or is it the helpless manufacturer that neglected to forget to program into their device, do not eat human heads? So this has now sparked in the United States legislation.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So right now, there's legislations being drawn up for a new federal agency called the Federal Robotics Commission to deal with novel human experiences in robotics when things go wrong.
All kidding aside, we actually, us in this community, we knew this had to happen and this would happen.
Yes.
It didn't actually. I'm not even going to knock it. I don't like government mandating it. I would rather it be a private entity and a circle of peers. But whatever. At the end of the day, it's got to happen.
But to me, it's kind of funny how, a Twitter bot
Oh yeah.
has now gone in and blown up to we might actually have to limit you and mandate code on, let's say, the Adafruit robot you buy.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy line when they start crossing that. But
Yes.
and that'll be very difficult because the area we're in is not an end user piece of equipment. It's we're buying. I guess we could be buying some kind of a half-made robot someday, but for now we're just buying chunks of unprogrammed nothingness, and we're ultimately responsible.
Exactly. And that's what, really worries me is, what kind of legislation are we going to see in limiting the creativities of people like yourself and Glitch and all these other great makers in the community that all of a sudden you can't use range sensors? Or you're mandated to use this code that will limit your bot or your creativity in one way or another?
I don't think it'll ever get that far. They'll not anytime soon. I can see them concentrating on commercial products immediately because those will be right in the crosshairs of everything. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I suppose there'll be some kind of responsibility and probably some calls to the police over Twitter bots. But at the end of the day, for them to expend the resources to come after the makers to try and police something that technically doesn't exist yet, I think it's a stretch. I think it'll be a few years before we've got to worry.
Well, I hope so, because...
But the Roombas got to worry, because the Roombas are right square in the crosshairs right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Roomba kind of breaks the whole thing of robots and drones can break my bones, but word bots will never hurt me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't. It'd be interesting to see what they target first. And I agree. I could see commercial products. Well, obviously with the incident with the Roomba, yeah, they're right in they're front and center. Mm-hmm. But the Twitter one I hadn't heard about, so that one's interesting.
Yeah, always leave it to me to bring up the crazy, whimsical, non-newsy news. So, hey, very, very, very glad that you got the forum up. I'll definitely be jumping onto that and trying to get some of my buddies on it as well.
Good stuff. Yeah,
I was thinking about kind of what Jay was talking about, communications. I started thinking about, well, what about like a solar-powered little QWERTY keyboard that was all low-powered that would have like a 900 megahertz ad hoc radio in it, or 900 radio set on ad hoc network, to where you'd be able to message people from afar. And when the battery died, just put it under a lamp or set it on the ground and it would charge up. So that's what I'm going to start working on.
Absolutely. Make it happen.
I will do that.
Communications is a huge one, and there's so many different ways we can take it, especially with people like with your expertise. For those that don't know, Morwick's area is communications, so it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of areas in the world that struggle to have any form of comm.
Oh yeah.
And you never know if we can make something simple that's reproducible or available. Man,
I think it would be the bomb diggity, something that's at least that's what we say in Texas, the bomb diggity. So, I think you're right. I think that there's a lot of people that lack communications and need to know. I mean, you go to Africa in the middle of like the Sahara Desert. I mean, there are cell phone towers.
yeah.
I mean, like seriously. But for people that can't afford cell phones or the service, this would be a way to get around it. So.
Absolutely, it's limitless. This project, we can take it into so many areas. People who have nothing to middle class people in areas that just don't have net access. People that need better healthcare, transportation, you name it. A lot of options here. I love to see some of the ideas we come up with. I know we'll come up with a pile.
Oh yeah. I foresee some guy in Ghana chatting on a phone with a cool vaccine bottle with a electrical driven, water cooler filled with water, going down the road, beeping with some Arduino, bass Piazza speaker,
Very cool.
So, all right, sir. Well, you have a good night, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for the call tonight, sir. Good talking to you.
All right, see you.
Bye. All right, good stuff, guys. That was Morwick. I'll leave the Skype lines open for just a few minutes longer. If you feel like calling in, please go ahead. I did get some messages on the imp. I've got greetings from England. Cheers, England. It's got to be getting a little late for you. I got a message before that, and I can't remember who signed it, but they were asking about real-time HAB tracking, if I remember right. Lots of good websites out there for real-time HAB tracking. I'd say just go with the standard, go with APRS. You just need an amateur radio license. Excuse me. You just need an amateur radio license, or you can do like me and do the spot trace uplink, as well as a cell phone link if you're not in the United States. Well, the cell phone doesn't work at altitude, but it works fine for tracking on the way up and on the way down. So good stuff. Guys, I'm just going to check the chat here and see what else I missed out on before we're going to start winding it down here. And there was a lot of talk about the Roombas and the attacking silly robots and stuff. Oh, there's lots of good stuff. Glitch said, more useless government agencies, you say? No comment, but I don't want to offend the government that's watching, I suppose. Let's see. Panos is here. Hey, Panos. Glad you could join us. Lewis said, exactly like drones, in the future people will need some kind of license to use that drone. I think in Portugal they're doing that. You can't use drones without a license in the future. Yeah, that's absolutely normal. The FAA is heavily on board, as we touched on earlier, for over-regulation. Jeff said, no more licensing, please. Yeah. This is the world we live in, guys. 12 Secreto 12 says, will you make giveaways? Actually, I'm planning a giveaway on the channel, guys, in the future, but not just yet. Glitch said, if it wasn't for your programmers and you meddling Roombas, I could have taken over the world. Yeah, the Roombas might just save the world. Oh, let's see what else we got here, guys, and then we're going to wind it down. Farouk Joed said, low orbit balloon satellites for communication +1. Absolutely, you can do, actually, is it Google that's doing the balloon comm, or was that Facebook? I forget. Anyways, lots of plans for that. There's no reason it couldn't work too, which network setup. David said, off to bed, night guys. Cheers, David. Glad you made it. David said, great show, Eric. Thank you, David. Loved your video this week. Said it before, I love your channel, man. Hiller Stream is here. Hey, Hiller Stream, another fellow YouTube content creator. Hiller Stream said, actually, interference with a ham and shortwave and other bands is what killed Powerline ISP. Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, lots of talk about the internet over power line stuff. That's a big challenge, and it's likely never going to work very well. But Rudred said balloon was Google. Thanks, Rudred. Good stuff. And Jay said every night I try to take over the world when dinner is ready. Good stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna wind it down here. I don't have too much more coming through on the IMP, and I think we're caught up on Skype. Guys, I really enjoyed this. If you don't mind, please consider clicking the thumbs up button down below. It really helps out the channel. Do me a favor, as we mentioned earlier, if you feel like becoming a patron on Patreon, please check out my Patreon campaign. It helps a bunch. Really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, next week we'll see if we can get I'm going to try and get a guest speaker on the show, but I'm not sure. It might be a little short notice for the person that I had contacted. But we're definitely going in the future. We're going to integrate some guest appearances, and I'm going to have to cut back a little bit on the content that I have pre-made, but that's no problem. Well, if you guys are interested in live appearances from other YouTubers and professionals and general tinkerers and hackers and makers, please let me know in the comments, guys. Joseph said blow up the imp. Actually, we've done pretty good. We didn't crash the imp tonight, guys. That's a first, and I have a plan for this project going forward, as with many silly ideas I have. But we're gonna hook a printer to this thing. The printer will be here this week. We'll see if we can run some paper through that. That way I don't have to miss messages, but we're gonna give it a try. Lewis said bye. Mason said bye. Good stuff. Lots of people heading out. And why the heck is my chat being all foolish? Jeff said can't wait for you to have Kate Upton on. It's on the list. We'll see what she says. All right, guys. I am out of here. Guys, have a great week. We will be talking to you soon. Guys, if you feel like it, go to W5KUB tomorrow. The link's in the show notes, and I will be live on Amateur Radio Roundtable tomorrow night. Looking forward to it, guys. Have a great week, and good luck in all your future ventures, guys. To you. We're going to see how the YouTube servers work tonight. Last week we had quite a little bit of lag, but